My name is Walt Taggart, and I'd like to be your state representative in District 162. I want to tell you a story about our local court systems. I firmly believe that if you have a problem or an issue and you complain about it and don't have any solutions or ideas on how to fix it, then you're just complaining. You need to have some kind of backup, or you need to have some kind of solution to remedy the problem. Unfortunately, when it comes to the court system, you really don't have any say. You have absolutely no say at all. Our legislators leave everything up to the court system. Here's the laws, put it out there, go for it, whatever. Just the other day in the Delaware County Times, there was a news article about an attorney who misappropriated funds. Oh, I just happened to misappropriate $130,000 of your fund. And his biggest problem now is that he may have his license suspended. Well, actually, it is suspended right now. They had to go through an emergency procedure, and they suspended his license. And now it's up for further review of what they're going to do with his license. Really? If that was you and your business, you'd be in jail by now. You'd have handcuffs all over you, on your feet, on your arms, on your hands, wherever. You'd be gone. You'd be put away, and you'd be looking for bail money. You'd be calling up all your buddies and all your friends for bail money, and you'd be looking at some jail time. The problem with the article that I read in the Delaware County Times is there were no handcuffs. This guy's biggest problem was he was going to lose his license. That is absurd. That is crazy. A few months ago, the big controversy was the taxpayers paying for the Congress people to go have sex with other women and settle the lawsuits. It was crazy. And all these nice little lawyers got up there and said, oh, well, you can't have Congress policing themselves because it doesn't work. And yet here they are. Oh, well, we have to have attorneys policing other attorneys because this poor schmuck over here just lost $130,000, but we're not really worried about him. We're worried about this poor attorney over here that had to for some reason. I'm going to tell you a story that happened to me, and it involves a judge and a constable. When you're dealing with real estate, we had a lot of real estate rentals that we managed. We wouldn't spend a lot of time in court, but primarily rental properties like any other business. 5% of the people give you 90% of the problems. It's always the same people. I mean, that's just the nature of the beast. 5% of your clientele have the problem. And it was 90%, I'd say even 95% of all issues with landlord-tenant is money. It's just pure and simple. That's all it is. We had a tenant. The tenant just happened to work for the Delaware County, one of the Delaware County prisons. For some reason, she couldn't pay her rent. We try and help them out. We try and give them a program to put them back online, spread out the payments, keep everything up, whatever it takes. Because, believe it or not, when a tenant is behind paying in the rent, the landlord or the owner really loses a lot of money. And chances are you're not going to get that money back. Anyway, we tried to work with the tenant, and paid a little bit, but didn't catch up. Couldn't do everything. She'd rather pay for her cable bill than her house. So we finally had to take her to court. So we took her to court. We had won. We waited the appropriate time. Nothing was happening. All of a sudden, she gave us a $1,500 check. Great. That's fine. We can get back on the program. Everything's fine. Great. 2 days later, the check comes back. The check bounced. We go over to the police. It's a felony to pass out bad checks for $1,500. Please tell us to go back to the court. Go to the judge. Tell the judge. But we already have a judgment up against her. The policeman should have done the police work. It's a felony to pass out bad checks. Didn't happen. We go back in, we file the paperwork for the eviction. The eviction's going to take place. I don't know, we got to give them notice. It's like 30 days, whatever. We have it set. Pay the money to the clerk. Clerk tells me, here's the phone number. Call the constable. Set things up. I said, okay. I look at it, and I look at the phone number. The phone number is a New Jersey phone number. I said, what is this about? What? It's a New Jersey number. Yeah, he just moved to New Jersey. Really? Let me give you a brief lesson on constables. Constables have been around forever. It comes from the English. They brought it over. They help the courts. They help do this, that, and everything. And they do things that the police don't do. And it's mostly paperwork stuff. But the constable is an elected official in the community. He has to be elected by the community. He has to live in the community and work in the community. And this guy lives in New Jersey. So I give him a call. And I don't see anything about the New Jersey thing. But I'm thinking, this isn't right. It's not good. I don't like it. I even asked the court if I could use my own constable. Because you're allowed to do that. Apparently judges don't like that. I called the constable up. The constable says, yes, we can set it up for this date here. And oh, by the way, get a bonded mover. And we'll see you then. Well, I don't do bonded movers. I have insurance on the property. I have insurance for the contents of the property. I let the insurance company know that there's an eviction going on and there's going to be property. There's going to be someone else's property in there. For some reason, constables feel that you need to have a bonded mover to come in. And it does sound good. You have somebody come in, they clear out their goods, they store it for 30 days. If they don't come back, if the tenant doesn't come back in, and take the stuff back, pay the moving fee and everything else, then they sell off their goods. The only problem is, well, there's a couple little problems with that. Number one is, when you bring a bonded mover in, they pick and choose the things that they want to take. Pick and choose. I'll take this bureau, I'll take that bed. I don't want that, that's trash. I don't want that, I don't want that, I don't want that, I'll take this. They take anything of value. When they have these things of value, they put it in the truck, and they leave you at a house that's a mess, with things all over the place, clothes, everything else taken out of the drawers, thrown all over the floor, and there you are. I don't do bonded movers. Second reason is, I don't do bonded movers because it was a big scam in the beginning. Oh yeah, get the bonded mover, you need him, he's a good protection for you. Well, years ago, they got bonded movers in because the bonded movers would pay the constables and pay the judges a couple bucks. You know, hey, here's some money. You did good this month. Here's some cash. I don't do bribes. I don't take money. I don't give money. No, that's not true. In the city of Philadelphia, when I was heavy working in Philadelphia, if you didn't leave a case of beer or something for the trash men, then the trash men would come and they would leave your trash for weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks. And then for some reason or somehow the sanitation officer would figure it out or see it, and then you get a nice citation. So you leave a case of beer or something. But that was it. That was all I ever did. Because there was no recourse. You couldn't call up the city of Philadelphia and say, hey, what's the going bribe? Nobody knew. Anyway. The constable came. I'm there for the eviction. I have a new set of locks. I'm there. I'm ready. I got everything we need. And the constable tells me, he looks at me and says, where's the bonded mover? I'm not getting one. So what do you mean? So I'm not getting one. I don't get one. I don't believe in them. And it's not in a court order to get a bonded mover. No place on that does it say I need to get a bonded mover. He looked at me and said, well, if there's no bonded mover, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing the eviction. Me, I did what any veteran would probably do. What any other veteran would have done. I looked him right in the eye and I told him, either you do your fucking job or I'll do it for you. And I turned around and started walking to the house. This little weasel started coming up behind me, coming around me and going, oh, I'll do it. Okay. We did the eviction. The tenant wasn't there. We just changed the locks, front and back door, and we took off. We left. I've been to that court a couple other times. Each time I go, the judge happens to say, hey, and there's Mr. Taggart, the one who doesn't want to use my constable. And I never said it, and I always regretted it. I should have said him, hey, there's the judge who committed voter fraud to let that piece of shit in there. That's our court system. Everybody protects themselves. Everybody knows things are happening. Except we all have to cover everything up. But everybody knows. Everybody in the court knew that the constable lived in New Jersey. Everyone knew the guy had to be elected. Now, whether the police department knew about it, I don't know. But I certainly know that the police, or the people behind the counter, the clerk's office, every one of them knew about it. And the judge certainly knew about it. That's one of the reasons why we need cameras in every courthouse in Pennsylvania. Every one of them. Now, a few years back, quite a few years back, that was brought up, and Ed Rendell was mayor. And he was saying, well, the judges need the autonomy to work things out, to do different things. So the cameras are not a good idea. I'll tell you another story in another video. But so far, you can ask your other Democrat and Republican candidate about what they think and how the court should be handled. And after they scratch their head, you might want to just ask them. That's not